Welcome back to the show, everybody. We have the one and only Simon Mcloughlin here from the powerful company Uphold that never gave up on XRP. He's here to talk about the fallout and the ruling from the SEC Ripple case. Somebody roll that beautiful intro.
Digital Perspectives with Brad Kimes. Come on in.
Welcome back to the show, everybody. Simon, how are you today?
I'm great, Brad. Yeah, thanks for inviting me on. Good to see you again.
Oh, man, it's great to see you as always. No doubt about it. Now, there is a lot to talk about, and we're going to get through it all. And one of the things we want to talk about is the recent ruling last week of the SEC versus Ripple case. Judge really gave out a huge ruling in Ripple's favor with a small little sliver to SEC's doorstep. What say you, Simon?
Oh, gosh, I think it's obviously a massive win for the crypto industry. I mean, what she effectively said was XRP is not inherently a security. A digital token is not inherently a security, which is precisely the opposite of what the SEC have been saying for the past 2 years. So it's like a cement backpack being lifted off the industry. I don't think we could have hoped for a better outcome.
I think that's so spot on. I absolutely love it. So in light of that decision, I know something I've been doing internally here on the channel, as well as I know other companies are trying to process this ruling. How do you see this really affecting Uphold? Because you guys never gave up on XRP, remained XRP strong. Talk about diamond hands. They made sure all of us could have XRP to have diamond hands. So what is the internal look at this case for Uphold going forward?
Well, I think, first of all, we feel very proud and vindicated to have supported it for 2 years. It was a big ballsy decision, and there was a lot of debate internally about it. And, I have to give kudos to our law firm, Paul Hastings, because they really put the lead in our pencil to continue with it. In terms of what it means, I think it means two things. First of all, we specialize in altcoins. We have an offering of 260 different altcoins. And I think it's the altcoin sector that benefits most directly from that, because you can already see how prices have bounced in many of those assets. There's an enormous amount of uncertainty lifted from the altcoin sector. The second thing I think we're counting on is effectively the SEC was saying, well, let's litigate in order to regulate. And now that Judge Torres has come out with this decision, which is sort of, 75%, it's a 75% win for Ripple, effectively, the way I see it. I think the gulf now between what the law of the land is saying and what the major regulator in the space is saying, what emerges is, well, actually, it makes even more clear that we need regulation. And I think it will accelerate clear lawmaking and rulemaking in the United States, because I think this gulf between the regulators and what the courts are saying now is too great for the actual lawmakers, for the actual, the rule makers not to step in. So I'm hoping it's going to result in, Congress passing some clear rules.
Well, I do too. And speaking of clear rules and like some foundational, pivotal moments like this decision in this case, really starting to build like some keystone kind of foundational blocks that are going to be what legislation's based around on these legal precedents. Let's talk about another area that's really foundational in crypto. It's custody, right? So let's talk about that. And you guys, again, a leader in this space, you have something called Uphold Vault. Can you tell us about this in early access for XRP holders?
We do, yeah. It's our biggest product launch in the second half of the year, and it's a self-custodial solution that allows you to have all the security of holding your own keys, keeping your assets in a self-custodial wallet, but they're adjacent to the Uphold platform. So you can call the assets back from your self-custodial wallet into the trading venue, benefit from all of the benefits of the token choice, anything to anything transfers, but fundamentally You hold two of the keys, we hold one of the keys. So it's a way of making self-custody easy, for the average person who's not a technophile, and effectively it provides easy key recovery. So you hold two of the keys, so you can move the assets without any recourse or dependence on us. But if you lose one of your keys, we've got a backup for you. And I think the thing that's really interesting about it is not just the self-assisted nature of key recovery, but also the fact that it's a multi-chain wallet. So it's going to support XRP out of the gate. It launches in September, but it's also going to support Bitcoin, Ethereum, Stellar, XDC. So a lot of these layer one blockchains, you need today a dedicated self-custodial wallet for each chain, whereas Uphold Vault will allow you to cover all of those chains with one self-custodial wallet. So we're pretty excited about it, and fundamentally, we think it gives optionality to people that's going to be very important.
I just think this is a massive move forward for Uphold and the retail investor space, right? I mean, this is a way for you to get your own like-style institutional kind of custody, I believe, inside of a platform like Uphold itself. And then, like you said, you have the ability to call out of cold storage to the active trading platform. You can do what you want. I mean, it's just, and then the idea of having these different assets, and it doesn't matter what chain or value protocol they're on, you can access these as if it's one actual experience, and you don't need to know that there's different chains for all of these things. This is remarkable. Are there any other events or new features or things that we could be looking out for Uphold outside of the Uphold Vault, which is certainly enough in itself?
Yeah, so I mean, for XRP holders, we've got a pretty packed agenda for the second half. So first of all, we're supporting all XRP Ledger airdrops. We're going out of our way to do airdrops for people who hold XRP on Uphold. The second, we're launching a majors and generals promotional campaign that allows XRP holders who transact different amounts to earn an NFT. So you can go from corporal to major to general. You get a really cool little NFTs, which we've been working with Xpunks on. So we're excited about that. So the combination of the airdrops, Vault, the majors and generals campaign, and the other thing that we're very, very committed to is adding other relevant tokens. So we've spent a lot of this year adding other finance and enterprise use case tokens. XDC is a great example, but there's a whole bunch of them, and they've performed extremely well on Uphold. And we're finding that a lot of XRP holders are embracing a lot of those finance and enterprise use case tokens, and we've got more coming in the second half.
Well, we're very excited about that, I can tell you. And I would imagine now that having this ruling the way that this is, and understanding that XRP in and of itself, as the judge said, is not a security or scheme or in any way, what about the projects that are now going to be launched off the XRP ledger? Because this looks like a huge opportunity to me, with the ecosystem growing. And, what am I to think of whatever's built on this non-security thing?
I think that's right. I mean, I think what's really exciting now is in the UK and Europe, you've got a very comprehensive framework for crypto regulation. And what we're seeing there is now pretty substantial demand from institutional investors who for a long time were standing on the sidelines, didn't know what the rules were, couldn't get involved. The UK and Europe and also Dubai and Singapore are blazing a trail. And as a result of clear rules, you're getting institutional and enterprise adoption, which is, the part of our business in many ways we're most excited about. Because as soon as you get, big companies and projects being built on the ledgers, it's not so much about the technology. I've always thought it's more about how useful is the app that's being built on top of the technology. Right. And I think, the XRP ledger now is going to benefit massively from this clarity. Yes. And, its natural cost and speed are really going to attract a lot of enterprise developers who in the past were, waiting to see the resolution of this court case.
I'm super excited about that. I think that's such a fantastic point. I'm really focused on all things XRP ecosystem, right? Because this value protocol has really gotten some clarity. So now I would think there's going to be a flock. And if there isn't, let's go ahead and give it right now. There's a call to action to every developer. Come build the next Square. Come build the next Twitter, the next Google, Amazon. You've got the payment protocol for it right here to do it. So it's a remarkable, remarkable moment. And I can't wait to see that explosion of activity on the ecosystem. Now, with that being said, I have to ask a question that's very selfish. I'm a Uphold shareholder, Simon. So, so talk to me here. IPO. I mean, you know, I would think with a decision like this, it certainly opens the door for companies in this space to say IPO is back on the horizon.
It's a great question. I mean, we've had, I mean, the last year has been difficult for any company in this space, and Uphold actually has had a really terrific run. We've had positive net inflows every single month except for one, which was November, which is when FTX happened, of course, which was a very minor outflow. But I think our transparency, the fact that we're 100% reserved, and I think the fact that we're audited by a well-known firm, RSM Robson Rhodes, counts for a lot. And what I'm driving to is we've actually had financially a much, much better first half of the year than we had any right to expect, because those values of trust and transparency really attracted a lot of customers to come to Uphold. And my own feeling is that being a private company, it allows you to focus on what really builds value. Whereas as soon as you start to have grandiose plans about IPOing, that's so distracting. You end up focusing on the wrong things. We're focusing right now on adding functionality into the wallet so you can do more things when you come to Uphold. In the light of this decision, we're going to reintroduce a debit card offering XRP rewards in the United States. That's right on the agenda. You know, we've been successful in retaining our US banking, which a lot of our competitors didn't do. We want to look at yield products, and we want to look at loan products. There's a whole bunch of functionality we want to add in to the wallet. And I think what's really interesting about the ruling last week is it decimates the SEC's case against Coinbase. It really does decimate that action. And I was reading Judge Torres's decision yesterday, which if you haven't read it, it's actually very simply written. It's very clear. And I walked away thinking, you know what, we really do need to take another look at staking in the United States. Because I just don't understand how you get to staking meeting the Howey test.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. No doubt about it. Look, Simon, this is exciting. I love knowing that Uphold is more focused on functionality, head down, shoulder to the grindstone, getting it done, making the company incredible. It's always about anything to anything. You guys are doing such a remarkable job. I love that you took the time to speak with me today. Can you give us a final thought on the way out here?
Yeah, I think the second half of this year is going to be a fantastic period for the crypto industry, because I think a lot of doubt is now removed. A lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt is history. And I think there's going to be a lot of institutional enterprise adoption, which is really what the technology is all about. And we're so excited to be introducing this self-custody solution, because nobody until now has combined the convenience of a CeFi platform with the ultimate security of a self-custodial wallet. And with the Uphold Vault, that's what you'll get.
My goodness, that is incredible. Well, I would normally do a final thought, but that was an amazing final thought. So we're going to leave it right there. Don't go anywhere, Simon. That was remarkable. Not financial advice from me, him, or anybody else. It's just our digital perspectives. We'll catch all of you on the next one.